I go online,
Welcome.
and my breath catches in my chest until I hear three little words.
You've got mail.
Remember AOL? It's probably a name you haven't thought about for years and might have thought it was one of those companies that had long since withered away, making way for newer, shinier upstarts. Well, earlier this week, AOL was part of an acquisition deal totaling $5 billion. So while the company is only a glimmer of what it once was, it is far from being worthless. This raises the question, how does AOL still make money? For those who were around in the early days of the World Wide Web, before the advent of morally dubious social media giants and memes driving major market outcomes, AOL, or American Online as it was once called, was synonymous with the internet. In fact, AOL was the gateway for millions of people to connect to the online world for the first time. With the help of intense marketing by mailing free trial DVDs, AOL was able to quickly become one of the most valuable companies in the world and one of the first tech behemoths. But their golden age wouldn't last long after the disastrous acquisition of Time Warner, and as the dot-com bubble popped, AOL began its very, very long spiral downwards. Decades later, let's see what parts of AOL's businesses still remain and how the company has turned to newer technologies to pave the way forward. Most of you watching this video right now will likely be doing so on a broadband or fiber internet connection. In the world of video streaming and online games, there is a constant market pressure on faster and faster internet speeds. So it would seem unimaginable to think that there are still millions of Americans connecting to the internet with the whirring and burring sounds of dial-up. Decades after it was the big thing, AOL still offers dial-up connections to its customers, mostly in rural and less developed regions, although it has since been rumored that customers today only number in the thousands. Another surprisingly enduring service is AOL Advantage. It's a suite of subscription-based services ranging from $10 to $15 a month, providing a range of services with somewhat nebulous descriptions like identity theft protection and technical support. Basically, it's a subscription service that claims to handhold non-technically proficient users through the experience of using the internet. It's estimated that there are still 1.5 million users subscribed to this service, yielding hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. The most significant factor in AOL's value today resides in its advertisement network. Before it was acquired by Verizon in 2015, AOL's advertising unit outpaced revenue growth over all other areas of its business. Their primary strength resides in programmatic video advertising. It's a system where different advertisers bid in real time to be the ad that plays in front of a user's eyes. Sounds familiar? This is the exact same concept that powers YouTube's advertisement system, enabling it to be the size it is today by helping choose what car commercial to show you before letting you watch that cute cat video. This type of advertising is not only technically difficult to engineer, but also requires a sufficient mass of content networks and users in order to be successful. Luckily, with a string of media acquisitions including the notable names of Huffington Post, TechCrunch, and Engadget, this was something AOL does have. Although Huffington Post, the largest of these media brands, has since been sold off, TechCrunch and Engadget are still leaders in their respective content niches, fueling the ad network that AOL's future is relying on. The modern AOL can be thought of as an aging athlete who retains some of the DNA that made him so elite before, but is now well past his prime trying to catch up to newer, faster players. It is unlikely that AOL will ever take on the likes of Google or Facebook anytime soon, but they are still generating a decent chunk of money, so it is also unlikely they'll fizzle out in the next year or two. Instead, they'll probably sit in that middle ground to be a large but not giant company, occasionally providing okay but not amazing return on investment. Thanks folks for watching. Let us know what you think about AOL and what other companies you want to learn more about. We're a new channel exploring interesting stories in the business world, so if that sounds like something you would be interested in, help us out by hitting the subscribe button. Cheers.